Let's stay in the province and take you back to Mthatha now, where the death toll, as I say, in this week's flood disaster has risen to 49. The search is now continuing for those who are still missing. Newzroom Afrika's Sipha Kema is following those developments. Sipha, good afternoon. You've been moving from one position to another as you've been trying to follow search and rescue, search and recovery teams. What's the latest there?
Absolutely, Michelle. I mean, they have quite a huge range to cover, because on the other end where we are by the Mthatha Dam, this side of the dam, the river is still flowing quite strongly. The current is strong, as well as the water is quite high, still high. Now you'll see when we're coming in that there are quite a number of houses that are completely destroyed, some washed away in this part of the river. Now this is the Mthatha River that is flowing along. Hence, I say they have quite an extensive area to actually cover, because this is where now they've moved on to try and look, or rather recover, any more bodies. Now, when we came here, we saw the scene, Michelle. You can see just on my left that the wall that was circling this house has completely collapsed, and you've got some vehicles. Now, although there are vehicles up top that were being fixed, but some vehicles were swept away by the floods. Now, I just want to show you right by the bridge where you're going to see some of the cars, a number of cars that have been swept along this river. This is where they have ended up, Michelle, to show you just how strong that flow of current is. And if I could tell you how far exactly it is from the bridge where we last saw one body getting retrieved from that part of the river, that is just about almost 2 kilometers away. That's how far some of the cars as well as the bodies have been washed off. Now, the search and rescue teams, they were here. They just shortly left, where they were actually trying to find some of the bodies and trying to recover any of the bodies here inside this water. Now, when we're moving in, Michelle, I just want to also show you some parts of the cars, how far away these cars have actually floated along this river. Now you can see that this current is actually still quite strong on this side, and the river is still at a relatively high level. And this is where they now have started to continue to search and recover some of the bodies. Now, we're going to bring in now the Premier General of Abathembu, who is part of the traditional council that are on the ground assisting in some parts of the search and recovery, and also in various parts of these villages. Thank you so much, Ncedo, for joining us on Newzroom Afrika. Now, I mean, looking at the extent of damage that is caused in various parts, looking at Dikolini, that village there, looking at Slovo as well.
You know, it's a catastrophic situation. The King and I, and together with the team that normally works with the King, we're up until 2 o'clock in the morning. And we also woke up at around about 6 a.m. trying to assist where we can. Last night, even though tonight I can't confirm as to how many are the displaced people, but last night we had about 86 to 90 people that were displaced in just one center, which is Sinolwazi in Dekolin. We had to find clothing and blankets all over. But what we can tell you is that also I have received some unconfirmed reports that the death toll has gone up drastically to around about 50. So it's a catastrophic situation.
Absolutely. Now, Michelle, you hear that everyone is hands on deck trying to assist not just with the search and recovery, but with those that have been displaced and are currently being housed or accommodated in various community centers here. Like, I mean, look at this damage here. You could see there's a car caught right in the middle of this structure when it collapsed, and it was swept away by the waters. This is how far the the waters came, Michelle, you could see where exactly the damage was done with the trees bending over in the direction in which the river was flowing. Even seeing that one of the cars up ahead was stopped by that embankment. That's the reason why it had stopped. This is quite devastating, but we will hear for an update on whether or not more bodies have been recovered here. But you know, everything keeps changing. Various bodies being discovered right after a number has been confirmed. Shortly after, we hear that a body has been discovered and retrieved.